Right boys, so if you've been watching a few of my videos, you've probably started adopting new good habits and dropping the bad habits, and you're developing a growth mindset and you're choosing what you want to improve in your life and you're taking steps towards it. Now, you probably would have started this around New Year, that's when I started making my videos, and you was filled with motivation and drive. Now that's probably wearing off, and that's fine, you're doing good, it's got you started, but you're probably realizing what we're going to talk about in this video, that you need to get used to being uncomfortable. So all of the bad habits make you comfortable, so you're seeking comfort, and all of the good habits are slightly uncomfortable, that's why you don't do them. So whenever you're doing vices, any of the bad habits, it's to escape the slight feeling of discomfort that you get when you're doing the right thing. So take food for example, if you're eating clean, that is slightly more uncomfortable than eating hyperpalatable processed foods. And in the same way, if you're in a calorie deficit, you're going to feel that little bit of discomfort, or it might be quite considerably more more uncomfortable than eating to excess. So being in a surplus, normally you'd overeat, and now you're in a calorie deficit and you're uncomfortable. So the point in this video is you need to get used to that feeling and know that you can adapt to it, and it does get better. Don't just at the first challenge, the first sort of feeling of uncomfort, go and eat the food, go and, you know, whatever your vice happened to be. So I'll just recap what the highest leverage habits are. So we've spoke about implementing good habits, and these are going to be the highest leverage, the most important ones to implement. Sleep, hydration, exercise, some form of meditation or working in, and sunlight in the eyes, and that's going to aid in your circadian rhythms. That's going to improve sleep and hormone function. I'm just going to let this hovercraft go past. So these habits by far are going to have the biggest impact on your life. Sleep alone, if you can do sleep, hydration and eating clean, those three things will fix 99% of your problems. If you've got any kind of mental health issues, depression, anxiety, getting sleep optimal, at least 8 hours of good sleep opportunity. I'll do a video on sleep, but that's going to completely change everything for you. So they're the 4 or 5 highest leverage habits that you want to implement. You're implementing a growth mindset, which is the idea that basically it's a positive attitude. It's getting rid of negative thoughts and only entertaining positive thoughts, and telling yourself good stories, because the thoughts in your head, you can't always trust them. So you're telling yourself good stories about the goals and direction of your life. And now it's feeling a little bit uncomfortable, and that's what you need to tackle now. So you're doing the habits, you're creating a positive mindset, but this is where the demons come in. So when you start cleaning up your lifestyle and getting rid of vices, the demons in the form of discomfort are going to start coming and trying to convince you that this isn't a good idea. So I'll give you an example. My goal was to lose 50 pounds, I think it was, and get abs. I wanted to get abs. The more I would lose weight, the worse I felt, and I thought when you lose weight you feel good, and that wasn't the case. And it's just because I hadn't adapted to feeling normal levels of dopamine. I would always feel a little bit of discomfort and then eat some palatable food, overeat, and then that takes you away from your goal. So I started making progress when I saw the discomfort and didn't try and escape it. I just thought, oh, this is just because I've been living good for so long, I now need to adapt to it. And then you feel okay, you get your baseline back to normal, and you feel okay even though you're doing the good habits. So this next phase is going to feel uncomfortable, and the thing that I found to be the cure for that is sleep, because sleep rejuvenates the body and you're not conscious to feel the discomfort. And meditation, which is essentially a form of sleep, but all the time you're thinking and you're in your head, the demons I'm using the term demons very loosely, but they can get at you because it comes in the form of thoughts. It's like, oh, I've eaten everything right, why do I feel bad? Why do I feel uneasy and uncomfortable? So if you're asleep, you can't have those thoughts. You can't break your diet when you're asleep. Do you know what I mean? You're not toying with the idea of just eating that one slice of pizza because I was in a calorie deficit yesterday. Like I underate yesterday, so I can eat it today. When you're asleep, you don't have those thoughts. Likewise in meditation, that is the act of mindfulness. So you can do this actually. You don't have to set aside a practice. You can just do this all day. So all day, have little cues that get you to be present and be mindful and not have the thoughts of, because when you're doing that battle in your head, oh, I could have that chocolate bar because, you know, whatever your excuse is, you're just trying to escape the little bit of discomfort. So get used to being uncomfortable, use sleep and mindfulness to overcome, because it's just a voice in your head. It isn't necessarily true. Do you know what I mean? Like if you're telling yourself the story that I can have that chocolate bar because yesterday I was 1,000 calories under my baseline, is that, I mean, maybe, but I don't know, I didn't make that point very well. But anyway, get used to being uncomfortable and do the habits regardless. You're not trying to escape them, you just got to stick to them. One quick actionable step actually I can offer on this: I helped myself to adapt to the feeling of being uncomfortable using cold showers. So every morning, it was the first thing I did. I'd wake up, have my normal shower, and it would be a normal hot shower for a couple of minutes, and then at the end, regardless of how I felt, and I didn't even think about this, I just turn it onto the coldest setting, whether it was summer or winter, and have the cold shower. Only for 30 seconds, cover my whole body once, like a circuit round once, and then that was it. But that anchored my day, and I didn't have time to think, am I going to do the cold shower today or not? Or, you know, you talk to yourself and think, I really don't want to, I'm a little bit ill or whatever it is. 30 seconds in the cold shower isn't going to make a difference. So without fail, I would just do it. And then for the rest of the day, the things that would normally be hard, like avoiding that nice food, didn't seem so hard because I'd already done a very hard thing. It was sort of like the hardest thing in the day was to do that cold shower because it's very uncomfortable. And once you've anchored it, and it doesn't have to be a cold shower for you, it could be like I never go for a run. That's probably bad, but I just don't run. It could be go for a 10-minute run. Once you've done that, you're like, oh, I've already, and it's a case of building momentum. So once you build momentum with discomfort, you can tend to do the next uncomfortable thing because you've already built up that skill for the day. So yeah, that would just be my way of approaching that. If it works against you and it uses up too much willpower, like you've got to use willpower to do the cold shower, and then that takes away willpower for avoiding the bad food, don't do it. But that wasn't my experience. I didn't even use willpower for the cold shower because there wasn't a choice. It was just something I did regardless, and it actually built mental toughness rather than taking away from it. So see if that works for you.